In 2013, a case from Brazil was quietly sealed inside a hospital's internal archive. Not because it was a mistake, not because it was embarrassing, but because the staff who witnessed it refused to ever speak about it again. This file was never meant to reach the public, but a leaked report, circulating in underground forums for years, reveals a horror that should never have happened. It started with a factory incident in a 44-year-old worker, Joel Pereira, was struck by a mechanical press. The machine malfunctioned, and a steel arm slammed into his head and upper chest. His co-workers swore he died instantly. No pulse, no breathing, pupils fixed. Paramedics recorded the time of death on site. The body was transferred, like hundreds before it, to the city morgue. Nothing unusual, nothing suspicious, not yet. In the autopsy room, something was off. The attending physician, Dr. Marquez, noted that Joe's body temperature wasn't dropping as quickly as expected, but trauma deaths can behave unpredictably, so they proceeded. A technician later admitted that he felt a faint warmth in the man's fingertips, but he just assumed it was his imagination. The report says, rigor not fully established. But again, nothing that would raise an alarm. They prepared the tools. Gloves on, scalpels sterilized, recorder activated. At 9:13 a.m., the autopsy officially began. Dr. Marquez pressed the cold scalpel to Joe's chest. He drew the blade down the sternum. A few drops of blood emerged, more than usual for a corpse. He paused, checked the pulse again. Nothing. Resume, he said. The scalpel touched the skin for the second incision, and that's when the dead man sat up. No warning, no twitch, no breath. He launched upward, gasping violently, eyes wide, fingers clawing at the air. The coroner screamed and fainted backward, hitting the metal tray. The technician ran. The recorder picked up every second. Meu Deus, ele está vivo, my God. He's alive. He's alive. When Joe stabilized enough to speak, he told doctors something even more horrifying. He said he never lost consciousness. Not once. He heard everything. He felt everything. He watched everything, but not from his body. I was above the table, he whispered. I saw the doctor hold the scalpel. I tried to scream, but my mouth didn't move. I shouted until my throat burned, but no one heard me. He described the room perfectly. The clock on the wall, the blood tray placement, even the coroner's joke before starting the procedure. He told him the exact sentence the doctor whispered to the technician. Another one crushed at that factory. They're sending us bodies every week. A sentence never recorded. A sentence only 2 people heard. And Joao, from above his corpse. Doctors chalked it up to a near-death hallucination. But the deeper you go into the leaked file, the worse it gets. First, Joao remembered the incision. He felt pressure. Not exactly pain, but more like a cold line being drawn down his chest. Second, he said he saw others in the room. Shadowy shapes standing behind the doctors, watching silently. Not touching anything, just observing him. He asked the physician who they were. The doctor responded. There was no one else in the room. Third, his brain activity readings were abnormal. Hospital IG logs, buried in the appendix, show faint electrical activity during his supposed death window. Impossible for a body declared dead. Unless he wasn't. After 3 interviews, Joao was transferred to a restricted wing. Staff were told not to speak to him, and visitors were denied. A week later, he died in his sleep. For real this time, or so they claimed. His second death certificate lists no cause, just a blank line. Hospital workers reported his body was removed by men in unmarked uniforms. No official autopsy, no funeral record, no cremation certificate. He simply disappeared. The file ends with one note, handwritten. Patient claimed he was not alone during death. Said voices were calling him back. If this case is true, if Joe really watched his own autopsy from above, and if he really saw something else in that room, then the question isn't how he came back. It's what brought him back, and why it let him wake up. Only 11.